We all make trash, but do we ever really think about what happens to it after we throw it out? Well, today we're going to dive into something called EcoSight, which is a really sophisticated AI system designed to bring some serious order to the chaos of our waste. Let's see how it works. It sounds like a simple question, right? But the implications are huge because, let's be honest, the way we handle waste right now, it's a mess. It's inefficient and it costs a ton of money. Yeah, $200 billion. That's the staggering estimate for how much waste contamination costs us every single year. Billions are just lost, gone, simply because recyclables get mixed up with regular trash, messing up the whole system. This is the massive financial problem EcoSight is built to tackle. Okay, so let's dig into that contamination problem a little deeper. For years and years, we've had people sorting this stuff by hand. But the truth is, they just can't keep up anymore. There's too much of it, and it's just too complicated for that old school approach. And that's where the really cool idea behind this project comes in. Instead of trying to build one giant do-it-all AI, EcoSight uses a whole team of specialized AIs. Think of it like a digital recycling crew, all working together with perfect efficiency. And this right here shows you exactly why that crew approach makes so much sense. Imagine one AI trying to do everything: spot the item, figure out its material, check the local recycling rules, and write a report. It would just get bogged down, totally overwhelmed. But if you break the job up, each AI agent becomes a super specialist at its one little task. So the official term for this is a multi-agent system, and it's all about teamwork. It's basically an architecture where a bunch of different AIs talk to each other and cooperate to solve a problem that would be way too big for any one of them to handle on its own. All right, so let's meet the members of this AI crew. First, you've got the vision agent. We can call it the spotter. Its only job is to look at a picture of trash and identify every single item. Then you have the sorter, also known as the classification agent. It takes that list and figures out what everything's made of, and, crucially, what the local rules are for getting rid of it. And last but not least, the analyst, the reporting agent. It takes all that data, calculates the environmental impact, and puts it all together in a nice, neat report. Okay, now that we've met the crew, let's take a little tour of the digital sorting facility to see exactly how this whole thing works from start to finish. Of course, every good crew needs a manager, right? Well, in EcoSight, that's a component called the orchestrator. It's the central hub, the facility manager. It gets the images and then tells each agent what to do and when, passing the info smoothly down the line. So it all kicks off with the Vision agent. It uses a really powerful tool, Google's Gemini Vision API, to scan the picture and spot every single thing in there. The output is super simple, just a list. Plastic water bottle, soda can, you get the idea. Okay, so that list then gets passed over to the classification agent. This is where a lot of the thinking happens. It uses two key tools. First, something called a waste DB to figure out the material. Is it plastic, metal, whatever? And second, a location finder, which is awesome because it can apply the specific recycling rules for literally any city, whether you're in New York or San Francisco. All right, and for the final step, all of this now super detailed data gets sent to the reporting agent. This agent's job is to pull it all together. It calculates the real-world environmental impact, CO2 saved, water saved, and it even talks to a memory bank to keep track of historical data and spot trends. Then, boom, it spits out a professional PDF report. But here's where the system's real power comes into play. This isn't just happening for one picture at a time. EcoSight is built for what's called parallel processing. That means it can chew through hundreds, even thousands of images all at once. For any kind of large-scale use, that's a total game changer. So after all that high-tech digital sorting, what's the actual result? What do you get at the end? Well, the final report is way more than just a summary. It's like a treasure map. It turns a messy pile of trash into a gold mine of data and insights. So if we look at a sample report, the executive summary gives you the big picture right up front. Like here, we can see 8 items were analyzed, the recycling rate was 62.5%, and that led to a CO2 reduction of 2.5 kilograms. You instantly know how you're doing. And a visual like this makes that data even clearer. You get to see the exact breakdown of what's what. In this case, you can see that almost 2/3 of the stuff was recyclable, and the rest was headed for a landfill. A simple visual like this is huge for figuring out where you can improve. Now, this part is my favorite, because it's where the data becomes, well, real. I mean, saving 2.5 kilograms of CO2 sounds kind of abstract, right? But what if I told you that's the same as not driving your car for 5 miles? Suddenly, it clicks. Saving 50 liters of water is like 100 showers. This is what turns raw numbers into something we can all actually grasp. And this is really smart. The system doesn't just tell you what you did, it tells you what you should do. The AI actually gives you personalized tips, like, hey, maybe you should start composting, or don't forget to rinse out your containers. It's not just analysis, it's actual actionable intelligence. But let's zoom out for a second, because this is about so much more than just one report on one pile of trash. EcoSight was really designed to be a blueprint, a flexible system that you could pick up and use anywhere in the world. And that gets us to the ultimate goal here. By using this AI crew to automate the whole sorting process, the idea is to get a really significant measurable boost in efficiency compared to the old school manual methods. There are really three key things that make the system so powerful and future-proof. First, it's modular. That means as AI tech gets better, you can just plug in a new, smarter agent. Second, it's location-aware, so it can be customized for any city's unique rules. And third, its dual-mode processing means it works just as well for a single photo as it does for a massive batch of industrial images. And I think this quote from the project just sums it all up perfectly. The goal wasn't just to build one neat gadget, it was to create a whole framework that can evolve, adapt, and help build a genuinely cleaner future for all of us. When you boil it all down, that's the core idea. EcoSight is all about turning a very real physical problem, a big old pile of trash, into a powerful digital asset, data. And when you turn that data into intelligence, you can build smarter, more sustainable systems that help everyone. And it really makes you think, doesn't it? I mean, if a crew of AIs can organize something as messy and chaotic as all of our trash, what's the next huge complicated system they're going to master?